Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. This is Omotayo and y'all know I go by Oriofejisu on this space. If you're new here, drum roll for you. Thank you so much for being here. If you are old here, I salute you. Thank you so much. You guys are the one giving me the ginger to carry on and I appreciate it. Believe me, I really do appreciate the love and the support. Let me say, I really appreciate the support that I get from this online community. It can be really surprising how your online community actually plays a vital role in giving you that push, right? And I really do appreciate it. I don't take it for granted. So today, the bills you get to pay, everything is just expensive. You're paying bills, you don't even have anything to save, you don't do this, you don't do that. That's a lot of things that you hear about realities of being in Canada, and of course I bet you they are not all 100% lies, and they are not 100% true either, but our experiences differ. How we deal with issues also differ. So today I'm going to be talking about realities of living in Canada, the challenges that comes with living in Canada, and everything that surrounds living in Canada. So stick around and let's get into it. Yes, thank you so much. Like I said, I'm talking about realities of an immigrant in Canada and challenges that you face when you newly arrive in new environment. Like I always say in my previous videos, there is no such thing as you're going to get to a place and then everything is all lined up for you and you think it's all going to be all rosy. Believe me, I have said it several times. When you uproot a tree and you plant it, it necessarily doesn't have to die, but it's going to sort of wither, and then when it gets its fruit, it starts to bloom again. That is just how relocation is, and that is how I believe everybody should understand how relocation is. And you know, there are several factors that also determine people's experience, mindset, your connection, how you got in, your status, the status you brought into Canada. They are all the factors that actually determine your experience, your challenges, but there are some things that are constant regardless of the status you come into, that are constant, that you have to go through, because of course it's a new environment. So I'm going to be sharing realities of immigrants in Canada, my personal opinions as well, and how things are generally for me. So I shared a testimony in my church recently about the fact that I brought lots of medications to Nigeria, lots of medications, that basic medications like cold medications or flu medications, headache, body pain. I bought a lot of it, antibiotics, things that we actually have easy access to in Nigeria that I know that we might not have easy access to when we arrive in Canada. You hear a lot of people talk about the Canadian health system, how people have to wait in emergencies. Healthcare is one myth. Oh my god. And if you come in as an international student for your first year, just for you anyways, if you have to add your family, you might be paying a bit more on insurance, but for you, you're sort of covered for literally everything. During when I was an international student, I had dental that was free. I could do my blood test, I could do my ultrasound, I could check my organs, I could do all those things. I had massages, I had chiropractor sections that were all included in my health insurance as an international student. But when you come in as a permanent resident or even just as a worker, you might not have access to all those things, except when you start working and when you start working a full-time job and you can get, you can get your health card. And also when you come in as a permanent resident, you can equally get your health card. But getting a family doctor is another thing because it takes time. Like, the way it works is you apply. Some, even when they're accepting your patient, they put it out there, they're accepting your patients, you submit your application, and then you can, I think they assess you. Honestly, I've not gotten a family doctor. I haven't taken it seriously, but I think I should, because God forbid, when there are emergencies, if you have a family doctor, I think it's easier for you to access health or whatever emergency, rather than just going to emergency and having to wait for so long. Because I hear people say they go to emergencies and they wait for 9 hours before they get to see a doctor. I feel that is actually not good, because what if the person is going to die? I saw a video of a mom and a dad. Their teenager passed on, and they were like, if a doctor had attended to this child, the child might have not died, but the child was an emergency. And they were like, there's nothing they can do, because there are a lot of patients that has been here before the child came, they also had emergency. Healthcare is a major thing. So the testimony I shared was the fact that God has kept us in good health. Most of my medications that I brought are expired. Most, like, the pain relief here and there, flu. I've had to restock on flu medications because of course the cold, extreme cold in Canada, and of course pain relievers because sometimes you work and you're so tired, you just want something to help you. But other things that I brought, I didn't have to use them, and I give God glory for that. So healthcare is one thing that people always talk about when you're coming to Canada. Just pray never to fall sick, and I pray that God keeps keeping everybody in good health. Healthcare, right? Is a major issue. Long wait on emergencies, like I said, lots of body. I don't know why they're doing this, because a lot of medical doctors come into Canada, a lot of nurses come to Canada, but they can't practice immediately because of several licenses and things. Come to think of it, why can't they just probably do an internship program where you give this person to a consultant to understudy? But then, is it feasible? I think it is, because if doctors and nurses can come in with their licenses and then they can understudy a consultant for say a year, and then they can probably write an exam and physical exam and maybe reading, and that can sort of make a way to integrate them into the system quicker than a medical doctor coming in to work as a personal support worker. Come on. And you're claiming that you really want health. People in health want to come in, but they want to still work in their field. Can't they just do that? I feel like if they do that, there will be more doctors come in, and then there can be more hospitals, there can be more doctors that attend to client, because it's so annoying to know that just one doctor might be attending to 100 people. In long-term cares, usually their doctor is just one doctor or two to all the residents. And I'm like, what about a second opinion? I just feel like there are several things with this health system. I think I've talked about it too much, but healthcare is a major challenge. Pray never to fall sick, and if you have medications that you've been using, if you intend to come to Canada and you have medications that you constantly use, please make sure to bring everything. Make sure to buy the ones that has expiry date validity of 2-3 years, and make sure to bring them, please, because God is our doctor in Canada, in short. So right, kids, honestly, kids are like, if you have kids, if you intend to come to Canada, you're newly married, just hold on and having kids, because I feel like if you've not found your footing, kids can be another thing that's going to put you off. They will just be getting you. They are just here to live their life, but you feel like you're probably not doing enough. You feel like you're not having time for them enough. And then if the babies are really small, some daycares don't take any child less than 18 months. Most daycares, even home cares, they do not take kids that are less than 18 months. So you have to be saddled with the responsibility of staying at home without child and not being able to work for that period. Now, if you come as permanent resident, you might actually be getting some pays, right, in terms of child benefit and all that. But if you're working already, probably you get EI definitely, but is it enough to cater for a family expense? You might want to hold on having kids, and if you already have kids, gosh, you just have to plan how to attend to them. Let me give you a gist. So my son, we drop them off, but picking up, their closing time is 2:45. So normal Nigerian mentality, I feel like, well, by 2:45 I'll leave the house. I'll get there anytime I get there. Hey, the first day it happened, they called me. Jason, I'm like, I'm just around the corner. Second time, the third time, the principal just called me. Do you have a problem? I'm from where to where, madam? She was like, do you have a problem? Do you have an issue? Or do you want to change the school? You can actually look for schools that have closing time that that's why they gave it to me. And I've also had several people's story. Maybe when the child is too energetic, they keep calling you to come and pick the child. Like, children is another major challenge people face. I'm grateful for my kids, right? The only issue I had was the fact that I picked them late, and I'm also working on my timing. I didn't have to have problem of being called to pick up my kids. When my daughter was in a home daycare, maybe a couple of times, 2 or 3 times, they've had to call me to come pick her because she has really bad running nose, right? And which is just the right thing to do, right? Because these kids interact with one another, and they can easily contact distance from one another, so that is reasonable. But some people have it not so good, so I'm sharing my own experience. Kids is another major challenge that people face. If you don't get enough information and you're looking for nannies and stuff like that, it's really expensive. Childcare can be really expensive, but believe me, you can get subsidy. If you're in Ontario, you can get subsidy, and your kids are going to be going to daycare for free, 100% free. So don't be scared. Don't let people come. I think I'm going to make a proper video on on how to access childcare in Canada, and it's going to be a lot easier. Honestly, it's not as bad. Believe me, my daughter didn't have to pay a dime all the while she was in home daycare. She didn't have to pay a dime. The job market, I don't have to say much about that, right? Getting a job is a lot of work because coming in newly, people are asking you for Canadian experience. They want you to have 15 years experience as a 10-year-old. Why now? Please. They want you to have Canadian experience when you just landed in Canada 1 week ago. Oh no. So job markets, there are lots of competition. Even for PSWs that used to be the hot cake, there are lots of competition now because a lot of people are delving into personal support worker and other health related courses. So the job market is a bit tight, but people getting jobs. Yes, I always say that people are still getting jobs. People are not living on the street, except people that want to. Anyways, people are getting jobs. Your resilience and determination got to be 100% in Canada. When the going gets tough, you know what they say? You gotta go tougher. That's the way Canada job market is. I'm currently looking for a daily second job, right? And believe me, not like I'm taking it so seriously, but I've just been doing some key things and I'm actually getting responses, right? So I've got a couple of people say, share your resume, we'll get back to you. And I've got some people say, if I got one that said, okay, and let's work alternative weekends, but I'm like, no, not yet, because I work a full-time weekend where I work now, and that was why I couldn't take it. So I feel like there's job. We just need to be with the right people, do the right things, and of course pray for God's favor to shine on us. There is nothing that can beat God's favor. There's nothing that can beat when God's favor is actually upon what you're doing. So I cannot rule out that factor, and I cannot emphasize it enough, the God factor. In this relocation journey, you need God. So the job market is demanding. You need to, if you are, regardless of your previous background, you need to learn to be able to transition, right? Just for you to get your foot first. I will never ever encourage anyone to stick to their survivor jobs. But if that survivor job or that first landing job is what's going to guarantee your permanent resident, and it is tied to it, you don't have a choice. So don't let anybody make you feel bad for what you're doing, right? A lot of people are working in factories because they know this factory is able to sign for them and they are able to get their permanent residence. Once you get your permanent residence, go girl, you can do anything you want to do. You can go take on courses that's going to help you advance in your career. You can do several things, honestly, believe me, you can do several things once you get your permanent residency. So it's just a bit dicey, but just stick around and just have faith in God. Don't give up. The job market is tight, but it's possible to get job. People get job 2 weeks, 1 week, 1 month when they arrive in Canada. So another thing I would also notice that rather than sit at home and just be applying, if you're looking in a direction, you can go volunteer. Honestly, volunteering is another way where people get jobs, because when opening comes up and they see that, oh, you have the necessary skills and you're actually diligent in what you're doing, they might just give you an opportunity to just bring down your CV and let's hire you. And some of them, not because they don't want to hire you, honestly, but because you're an international student and they want someone that can work full time. So not necessarily because they don't like you, but their experience will also help you to get a job that would fit into your schedule or that could have several shifts that you can fit into. So don't give up on, don't listen to what everybody's saying. Have your own. I got my job after 4 months, but I know people that got job in 1 month, 2 months, and I know people that got job after 2 years, so 1 year. It's your mindset, it's your resilience, it's what you know that is chasing you that's going to help you to decide on how to go about your getting a job in Canada. Right, this one, if your spouse is not flexible, and you don't have a flexible spouse, it might be really hard, because spouses have to really work together on their schedule, their timing, so that while one is at home with the kids, one is at work, and they can interchange like that. Because you need to make sure you do everything to fit into your schedule, your kids, your work. There should be no slacking in any regard. So there's another thing. Unlike in Nigeria where your kids can do after school, there's after school program here, but there's still a time that you have to pick them on dots. Unlike in Nigeria, whereby you can still pay the teacher or tip the teacher to stay an hour extra because you're held up in traffic. So it's not the same here at all. So you need to learn how to see how you can fit everything into your schedule, right? At that school, in kids' school system, you need to be able to also, because what they are teaching them here we are academically, we were trained to always be ahead, always do this academically. The academic structure that we have from home, from early years up until secondary, is actually tight, right? They make sure the kids learn what they have to do at every milestone. Unlike here, if the child doesn't want to learn, you leave the child. They'll say, oh, the child is ready. So it's another thing that I need to also consider. I feel it's like a challenge because my kids do not feel motivated sometimes, so I have to be the one to do several things to motivate them, to challenge them, have tutoring classes for them, have personal classes for them, have online tutoring for them. So you need to get ready for these things. Don't be stingy for things that would benefit them. If it is football, academics is very important. So as much as a child wants to do football and all this, ensure that they also, why can't they be best in everything, right? So don't let them neglect a part. Encourage them in every part. Give them the platform to be able to do all those things, because the school system here, they don't send you. If your children like me, they no study, nobody go ask them. If your children do not want to study, nobody's going to coerce them or force them to. So you have to be the one to be on top of your game, because the school system is entirely different here, right? And to the big elephant in the room, what's that? Bills, bills, everywhere, bills. The moment you land at that Toronto Pearson, or which other airport is that again? Montreal, Quebec. Is it Quebec or Montreal? I don't know. I think it's Montreal. See, the moment you land, bam, on this land of Canada in North America, bills. Believe me, you gotta be ready, because from the airport like this, once you collect that SIM card, your bill has started. Once you collect that SIM card, your bill has started. Phone bill. Once you collect that house, your bill has started. Electricity bill, water bill. Electricity and hydro is the same thing. Electricity and hydro bill, water bill, internet bill. Which other one? Gas, for people that pay for gas. Hot water. What's the other thing that people pay for? And then okay, I need to get a car. You pay for car. If you get financing, if you get a finance car, you pay bi-weekly. If you get, even if you buy it outright, once you buy it outright, you pay insurance. You have to do several certifications. You have to do your driver's license. You pay. Everything you have to pay. House rent is monthly. And you must not miss it. Because as you miss it, credit bureau, your credit score is crying, is shedding tears. It's like, are like everything in like big elephants in this old room. Bills, right? You literally pay for like $500. You have removed 13%. Even God asks for 10%. Ontario 13. And then okay, I've come your 13%. I will still be buying things everywhere. You still be converting 13% from that money. Come on now, let me go and breathe. But that's on the bills are everything, and you have to be very strategic. You need to plan like your quote according to your material, not according to your size. Like they'll say according to your size, but now cut according to your material. Like you can start out, if you're coming in, you start out with an apartment building. Look at how you can cut costs on several things, because oh, and it's not everything like you literally have to buy. There are places you can get them more affordable and thrift, right? So bills, I talked about Wi-Fi. Then you have to pay for parking spots in your house again. Alexa, turn off. You have to pay for parking space in your house again. So and if you're living in a house, I think several other expenses come with it. If you're living in an apartment, anything gets broken, just call your landlord now, your estate management. But if you're living in a house, you have to literally do most things by yourself. If your landlord do not agree to, right? Or if you own the house by yourself. So these challenges are there, but I believe that we can always find a way around it. Canada is a beautiful place. It is not perfect, but I believe that a place that has so much human, they are very human conscious, right? I believe that is a place that you can actually thrive if you put in your energy, regardless of all these challenges. Regardless of all these things, you can have fun, you can enjoy your life, you can do your thing. There are several other benefits that comes with living in Canada that can help you cushion the effects of these things, as long as you stay within your means, right? This is a phase that a lot of people have to go through, and believe me, you are going to come. The last but not the least, getting permanent residence as a temporary residence in Canada. Jesus. That has seemed like, how would I put it? It comes really easy for some people. It also might not come really easy for other people. But don't joke with anything you have to do to get your permanent residence. Don't joke with it. Regardless of what you want to do, you want to do business, you want to do this, if you don't have a stay in Canada, because getting PR is another challenge that if you don't take it, like time runs and then you are out of status. Don't have to get to that level, please, please, please. So advice that everybody should come to Canada as a temporary resident. From the day you land, start making efforts. Strategically sit down, chart a map, chart a course. How do I want to go about my permanent resident journey in Canada? I don't let it be until you have finished your studies. No, please don't let it have to be that, okay? Of how to go about it, ask questions, make research. Let it start from the day you arrive in Canada, and God is going to make everything smooth sailing for you in Jesus' mighty name. This is a phase, and we are all going to pass through it. We're going to have fun in Canada, and if God says okay, sometime we'll go back to your own country, so be it. But right now we're enjoying Canada, and we are going to enjoy Canada to the fullest. I hope you enjoy Canada. Be open-minded, mix with people, pray, trust God, do your bit. Don't give up, whatever the case is, right? And the Lord is going to give you victory on every side. Thank you so much for watching my video today. Oh God, I didn't want this video to be long, but apparently it is. I hope you actually watched till this very end. If you did, please like, share, comment. Let me know that you actually enjoyed my video, and I'll see you next time. Bye.